Hi. In this episode of Growing Your Sense of Self Through Self-Defense, I'm going to present you with a couple of exercises, non-physical exercises that you can do. Now, anytime I offer exercises like this, they're always optional. But like was said in the seminar, the more you put into the program, the more you can get out from it. So this is very important exercises, I believe, that will help you gain value from the program. Now, the first exercise I'm going to ask you to do is, I had put a link into a list of traits of a person with a strong sense of self and a person with a weak sense of self attached to the opening seminar. What I'd like you to do, I'm going to attach this time a self-assessment you can do to get a measurement of, an initial measurement of your sense of, the strength of your sense of self as you begin this program. You can do it at any point along the line, but if you're just now starting the program, this is a good time to do it. How you do that is up to you, and you don't need to share it with anybody. It could almost be like a private diary entry. You could ask other people to give their opinions to sort of score you on these traits. A person that did this class had asked their family, their children and her spouse, her husband, to do it, and she got back things that were pretty dramatically different from how she scored herself. There's a lot of information you can get from that. That people are seeing you in ways that you don't see yourself. That's a good value. I had another guy tell me that, no, I was off the charts. I perfect scored and everything. Okay, maybe ask some people that you know that you think you know that know you well to also score you. Nah, I don't really need to do that. Yeah, okay. And you know, how you go about scoring, like, well, what am I in this and what am I in that? Well, it's really up to you. And whatever you put in now, you may say, if you do this again months from now, you might say, you know what, I gave myself a 7 in giving credit to other people. But you know what, I think I'm a 7 now. I think back then I was maybe a 3 or a 4. You could, I wouldn't change the original score, but I would make it another assessment, and you say, well, here's what I really thought I was back then. But give yourself an assessment now. You could look at somebody and say, I think this guy's really, really good at whatever the particular trait is, say openness. And this other person, I think, is, you know, they're as secretive as they come. He won't answer if you ask him what time of day it is. And which one am I kind of closer to? If this guy's sort of a definitive 1 in my mind and that guy's a 9, and then someplace I'm closer to this or closer to that. So there's ways you can go about assessing yourself to get some kind of a baseline. And then we can see over the course of the program how much your sense of self changes in these various traits. Now, the second exercise I'm proposing is one that I do when I have a live audience. And we introduce ourselves and we say something, you know, hi, my name is, and then we say something about who we are. Not like, well, I'm married and I got 2 kids and, you know, I went to this school and I work at this place. I mean, that may be important. That may be important to who you are, but phrase it that way then. So for instance, I'll give an example of what I did when I talked out of what I do. Hi, my name is Curt Frantz, and I'm very good at collecting and synthesizing information and then presenting it well, understandable, in story form or whatever the media is, to help other people grasp what it was that I spent time collecting and synthesizing. And they can read into it, obviously, based on their own experiences. But here's a story I can give that's, from my perspective, fairly comprehensive, accurate, complete, and true. And an example of that, then what you do is once you sort of say, here's something that I'm really proud of the way I am, I feel confident or good about myself in this way, then give an example. So for instance, in this particular case, I make a fair number of videos, and the one I'm proudest of is one I made about my dad shortly after he passed away. It was a tribute video to my dad, and it was done for family and friends, and it was very warm and loving and tender, and it was a very good story in terms of comprehensive about the man's life. And I shared it with friends and family, and they were just blown away, and they said, you got to take this in film festivals. And I did, and I won a couple of awards at film festivals. So that was an affirmation of what I had done was a good thing. I mean, I knew it was a good thing because I knew the story, I knew the guy, and I knew the information that I collected. So if you have something like that, you could share it in comment section and let people know about you a little bit. You don't have to. Obviously, it's always optional. But as you start taking more of these steps, the value of these exercises becomes clearer to you. So, good luck with that. Kamsahamnida. Toodles.